1962, Wilt Chamberlain. In 1962, Wilt Chamberlain had one of the craziest seasons in NBA history. He scored 50 points per game and grabbed 25 rebounds every night. Yeah, you read that right, 50 points. That's a video game stat. He even dropped 100 points in a single game. Nobody's ever come close to that since. But guess what? He didn't win MVP. Instead, it went to Bill Russell, who was great, but not nearly as flashy. Why? Because Russell's Celtics had the best team and won more games. Back then, voters cared more about winning than individual stats. Even though Wilt was doing things no one had ever seen before, the MVP went to the guy on the better team. Fans still argue about it today. Honestly, how do you average 50 points and not win MVP? That might be the biggest snub in NBA history. 1973, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. In 1973, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was an absolute beast. He averaged 30 points, 16 rebounds, and 5 assists per game. He blocked shots, dominated in the paint, and made it look easy. At 7'2", he had the famous skyhook that nobody could stop. Most people thought he was clearly the best player in the league, but the MVP? That went to Dave Cowens. Cowens was solid, but his stats weren't close to Kareem's, so why did he win? Well, his team, the Celtics, had the best record in the league. Meanwhile, Kareem's team didn't even make the playoffs. Voters back then really focused on team success over individual greatness. Still, it felt unfair. Kareem was unstoppable, and not giving him the MVP because of his team? That didn't sit right with a lot of fans. It's one of the most head-scratching MVP snubs ever. 1989, Michael Jordan. In 1989, Michael Jordan was putting up video game numbers, 32 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists per game. He even ran point guard for part of the season and dropped multiple triple-doubles in a row. The Bulls weren't the best team, but MJ was clearly the best player. Still, Magic Johnson won MVP for leading the Lakers to the top record. He had a great year, no doubt, but Jordan was carrying Chicago with unreal numbers and elite defense. This was one of those classic cases where team record beat out individual greatness. Magic was the league's face, but Jordan was becoming a legend. Many fans say this MVP should have gone to MJ, especially since he didn't win again until 1991. Looking back, it's hard to deny how insane Jordan was that year. That one? Definitely a snub. 1990, Charles Barkley. In 1990, Charles Barkley was a monster. He averaged 25 points, 11 rebounds, and shot over 60% from the field. That's wild for a forward. He carried the 76ers to 53 wins without another star alongside him. The MVP went to Magic Johnson, who had a great year leading the Lakers to the best record in the West. But here's the thing, Barkley had the better stats and more impact on a weaker team. Even Michael Jordan said Chuck should have won. Magic's win felt more like a reward for the Lakers being dominant for years. Barkley was the heart of Philly, doing everything on both ends of the court, but voters went with the bigger brand name and the better record. It's one of the most underrated MVP snubs ever, and Barkley, who never won one, definitely deserved it that year. 1993, Hakeem Olajuwon. In 1993, Charles Barkley won MVP after joining the Suns and leading them to the best record in the NBA. He was electric and had a fantastic season. But Hakeem Olajuwon, he quietly dominated. He averaged 26 points, 13 rebounds, 4 blocks, and was one of the best defenders in the league, again. The Rockets didn't have the flash or the wins Phoenix did, but Hakeem's all-around play was unmatched. He was locking down the paint, scoring in the post, and carrying Houston on both ends. Barkley was the more exciting story and had the hype, but Olajuwon did more with less. A lot of analysts later said Hakeem should have won it, and the next year, he proved them right by winning MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, and Finals MVP all in one season. Still, 1993 felt like a missed opportunity. 1997, Michael Jordan. In 1997, Michael Jordan was still the king of the NBA. He led the league in scoring with 29 points per game, played elite defense, and helped the Bulls win 69 games, just 2 less than their record-breaking 72-win season. It felt like another easy MVP win for MJ, but instead, the award went to Karl Malone. Now, Malone was great that year. He averaged 27 points and led the Jazz to a top seed. But Jordan had better stats, more wins, and was clearly the most feared player in the league. So why didn't he win? Some say it was voter fatigue. Basically, the media was tired of giving it to Michael. They wanted a new story. Jordan, being Jordan, didn't complain. He just crushed the Jazz in the finals that year. It's one of those MVP snubs that even Malone fans have a hard time defending. 2001, Shaquille O'Neal. In 2001, Allen Iverson won MVP after a killer season, leading the league in scoring and dragging a tough Sixers squad to the top seed in the East. But Shaquille O'Neal had something to say about that. He averaged 28 points, 12 rebounds, and was the most unstoppable force in the league, period. He just won a championship and was still at his peak. The only problem? Kobe Bryant was rising too, and the two Lakers stars kind of split the spotlight and maybe some MVP votes. Iverson's story was incredible. He was fearless, flashy, and played through pain, but Shaq had the numbers, dominance, and impact to back up his case. Many fans and analysts think he got robbed. Iverson earned it with heart, but Shaq was simply better. That one still sparks debates to this day. 2003, Kobe Bryant. In 2003, Kobe Bryant went on a tear. During one stretch, he scored 40+ points in 9 straight games and dropped 50+ multiple times. He finished the season with 30 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists a night. He was nearly unstoppable. But the MVP went to Tim Duncan, who quietly led the Spurs to a better record while doing everything well: scoring, rebounding, defending. Duncan was consistent, smart, and reliable, but Kobe, he was a walking highlight reel. The main reason he didn't win? Voters didn't like the drama between him and Shaq, and they split attention. Duncan was the safe choice, while Kobe was electric but controversial. Fans still say this was one of Kobe's best years and maybe his most underrated MVP run. He wouldn't get his MVP until 2008, but 2003, that was a prime Kobe snub. 2005, Shaquille O'Neal. In 2005, Shaquille O'Neal joined the Miami Heat and instantly made them a title contender. He averaged 23 points, 10 rebounds, and changed the game on both ends. His arrival turned a young team into the best in the East, but the MVP went to Steve Nash, who led the Suns with flashy passes and fast-paced offense. Nash had 11 assists a game and made Phoenix the most fun team in the league. But Shaq, he was the most feared. Many argued that Shaq's impact couldn't be measured by numbers alone. He made everyone better, dominated inside, and brought a winning mindset. Even Shaq joked, "I was robbed." Nash deserved credit, but this felt like another year where voters rewarded style and story over size and strength. That snub still bothers a lot of Heat fans, and Shaq fans too. 2006, Kobe Bryant. In 2006, Kobe Bryant had one of the most insane scoring seasons ever. He averaged 35 points per game, had an 81-point game, and carried a weak Lakers team to the playoffs almost by himself. His teammates weren't stars. Most people couldn't even name half the roster. Kobe was doing everything, but the MVP went to Steve Nash, who averaged 18 points and 10 assists and led a really good Suns team. Nash was awesome, don't get it twisted, but a lot of fans felt like Kobe got robbed. He was the best player in the league, putting up numbers like a cheat code. The problem? Voters cared more about team success and unselfish play, and Nash fit that image better. Still, even today, people bring up 2006 as one of the biggest MVP snubs ever. Kobe was on another level, and he didn't get the trophy to show it. 2011, LeBron James. In 2011, LeBron James was the most dominant player in the NBA. He averaged 26 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists, and played elite defense. But that year, he had just joined the Miami Heat and became the league's biggest villain after the decision. Fans were mad, and so were a lot of voters. Instead of giving LeBron the MVP, they gave it to Derrick Rose, who had a great season with the Bulls. He averaged 25 points and led his team to the best record in the league. Rose was exciting, young, and easy to root for. But if you looked just at the numbers and overall impact, LeBron was better. Many believe voters didn't want to reward LeBron because of the drama around him. Rose became the youngest MVP ever, but some still call it a narrative win and say LeBron was snubbed hard that year. 2017, Kawhi Leonard. In 2017, Russell Westbrook made history by averaging a triple-double, that's double digits in points, rebounds, and assists, for the entire season. It hadn't been done in over 50 years, so when he pulled it off, voters were blown away and gave him the MVP. But not everyone agreed. Kawhi Leonard had a strong case. He led the Spurs to 61 wins, played lockdown defense, and was super efficient on offense. While Russ had crazy numbers, his team only won 47 games. Kawhi's team was way better, and advanced stats said he made a bigger impact. But the MVP went to Russ because of the history and excitement around what he did. Some say it was the right call, others think Kawhi got snubbed because he was quiet and didn't have the same flashy storyline. In the end, it was stats versus success, and the stats won. 2018, LeBron James. In 2018, James Harden finally won MVP after finishing second a couple of times. He led the league in scoring, helped the Rockets get the best record, and looked unstoppable on offense. It was a big year for him, but some fans thought LeBron James should have taken the award instead. LeBron played all 82 games at age 33, averaged 27 points, 9 assists, and 8 rebounds, and carried a messy Cavaliers team through non-stop drama. His numbers were amazing, and without him, the Cavs would have fallen apart. But Harden's team had way more wins, and voters usually go with the top team. That made the difference. Still, a lot of people say LeBron was the better all-around player that year. It wasn't a bad pick, Harden earned it, but it still felt like one of those LeBron got robbed seasons. 2021, Joel Embiid. In 2021, Joel Embiid was having a monster season. He averaged 29 points, 11 rebounds, and played elite defense. At one point, he looked like the clear MVP. But then he missed over 20 games due to injury. That opened the door for Nikola Jokic, who stayed healthy all year and put up crazy numbers: 26 points, 11 rebounds, and 8 assists as a center. Jokic played every game, carried the Nuggets, and had insane efficiency. So even though Embiid was dominant when he played, voters gave the MVP to Jokic because availability matters. Still, many fans believed Embiid was the best player that season and would have won if he stayed healthy. It wasn't a bad call. Jokic was awesome, but Embiid's injuries cost him what could have been his first MVP. That one hurt Philly fans for sure. 2022, Giannis Antetokounmpo. In 2022, Nikola Jokic won his second straight MVP, and the stats backed it up. He averaged 27 points, 13 rebounds, and 8 assists, with some of the best advanced numbers in NBA history. But a lot of people thought Giannis Antetokounmpo or Joel Embiid should have gotten it instead. Giannis had 29 points, 11 rebounds, elite defense, and led the Bucks to a better record. Embiid led the league in scoring and carried the Sixers without much help early in the season. The debate wasn't about who was great, they all were. It was about how we define valuable. Jokic had the best all-around numbers, but his team finished 6th in the West. That made some fans say, how can you be MVP on a mid-tier team? Still, the voters went with stats over seeding, and it sparked one of the most heated MVP debates in years. 2023, Joel Embiid. In 2023, Joel Embiid finally won MVP after finishing second 2 years in a row. He led the league in scoring with 33 points per game, grabbed 10 rebounds, and played strong defense. It felt like his time, but not everyone agreed. Nikola Jokic had better advanced stats. He averaged a near triple-double again and was super efficient. Some fans and analysts said Jokic was actually more valuable, but voters were clearly tired of giving him the award. That's what made people call Embiid's win a make-up MVP, like the league was rewarding him for being so good the past few seasons. Embiid definitely had a great year, but it felt like narrative and timing played a big role. It wasn't a bad choice, but for the third straight year, the MVP debate turned into a war of stats versus storylines. The MVP race is never just about stats, it's about storylines, timing, and sometimes straight-up controversy. Whether they were snubbed or just unlucky, these players made their case. If you liked the breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe for more NBA explainers, and let me know in the comments who you think got robbed the most. See you in the next one.